I think that was his point. He said that those who still know.
Seeking success, together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every
I'm
morning
here.
I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to
I
pound.
am,
Daily stock pick
you know what?
trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking
What's interesting? Oh, come on. It all of a sudden messed up my Chrome. We're going to do that. And then we're going to do Google Chrome. There we go. Call your mom. Call your mom. I was just looking at stuff. I mean, we're going to go over stuff. I got a lot to go over today. We're going to go over inflation, which is the killer. The 10-year and the VIX. You can look for that. Trump calls for lower interest rates. Trendspider sale. Larry will do Seeking Alpha sale. The top large cap, latest large cap strong buys in the quant. I'll post that in the newsletter. Meta just had a crazy one. Paid subscribers I bought a new ETF yesterday in my Roth IRA. The 1 month ETF gainers, I'll do the charts of those, put those in the newsletter. The biggest movers, it's all earnings. You know what? Let me just open up these things because the paid members will get a look at 2 gold trades that are setting up nicely. And with higher inflation, 2 gold trades. Not a bad one. You'll also get, I'm going to do an analysis of the top 5 most important things to consider when buying an ETF because I bought an ETF yesterday. So paid members will get a lot. Upstart earnings. This is a go along with education. This is a fantastic look at fees and the top things with ETFs. I mean, it just, I was on a roll yesterday. We will go over Upstart. I didn't expect it. It kind of killed it. So we'll look at that chart. Freshworks. I was really impressed with their CEO yesterday. The one earnings that everybody was talking about, and SMCI. I have no idea. I will tell you what I think of that. To go along with the Richard Branson suggestion yesterday, if you invest $1K and sleep like a baby, when it drops to 900, you'll be wealthy one day. That's just kind of it. We will go over the top stocks for AI power. That's it. We will go over, why am I getting commercials in the middle of the damn thing now? Tesla and Lucid got an upgrade. That's the only one positive in the core portfolio today. But Tesla hit a 3-month low. We'll talk about my thoughts on that one. We will talk about Apple and Alibaba because that was an interesting pairing. We'll talk about this chart, which takes the Mag 7, Apple, and VOO and the underperformance because Steve Kress just did a great article. Apple or Twilio, which one's a better stock to buy? We will go over the Mag 7. They're not created equal and they're vulnerable, according to most folks. Latest movers, it's all about earnings. We'll go over, the top performing ETFs over 1 month. Meta had a great record run. We'll talk about that one. We'll talk about the latest large cap stocks. We'll talk about the Trendspider sale, and we'll talk about inflation because it's just clear. It's just inflation's still in the market. So that is what we are going to do. We'll start out here with the pre-market. If you just look at 5-minute chart, you can see what it's done. Any reaction is an overreaction. I think this sets up nicely for a little buy. Just my thought. Again, from a weekly standpoint, we are still so stretched. We are still super, super stretched. So a nice little pullback. Just saying. Morning, everybody. And there's 18 people, 12 thumbs up. That's a good damn ratio. Thank you. But we're going to go over all this stuff because, and it's a big day. So, I'm going to start recording now. Good morning. It is Hump Day, Wednesday, February 12th. And let's just say a somber moment of silence because you know what? Inflation ain't dead yet. So we're praying. We're praying. Thoughts and prayers to inflation because it's not on its deathbed. It's still around. We're going to go over inflation. We're going to go over the U.S. 10-year and the VIX, which is what I told you to keep track of. I will show you those one-day charts where they spiked just now at 8:30 when it was announced. Big sales on Trendspider and Seeking Alpha. We'll talk about those. Meta just had a record run. Talk about the top ETF stocks, gainers over the last month. Movers, it's all about earnings. We'll talk about that. The Mag 7, it's vulnerable. I will show you the core portfolio, which is doubling year to date. The S&P. So and the Mag 7 are a major portion of that. Apple, we'll talk about Apple. We will talk about Tesla. We will talk about power, AI power in the market. Great article from Steve Kress on that one. We will talk about earnings, SMCI, Freshworks, Upstart, Lyft, and Dash. Today's earnings, Trading Desk, and AppLovin. I'll give you a great 11-minute video on fees with ETFs, what they mean over your lifetime, 20-year investing career. And then for paid members, you will get 2 fantastic setups for gold that I found, and the 5 most important things to consider when purchasing an ETF, because in the paid members, I alerted you I bought an ETF yesterday. I added one to my new, my Roth, not my new, but my Roth IRA. So we'll go over all of that. Let's just talk about this real quick, because inflation. What's interesting about this, the market reaction, let's just talk about this, because if we go in and look at just the Qs, okay, on a 5-minute chart, you can see this candle right here. Okay, that's the candle at 8:45 right now. The high, 526. The low, 522. It's starting to come back. Is 522 any kind of, is that a support level? Let's look. Is 522 a support level? 520 is where the 50-day is. That's a daily chart. Okay, you can see MACD just above the oscillator at about 1 point above it. RSI, not completely, it's in no man's land. It's at 50. So you're right in the middle. Then you go to the 4-hour algorithm, which actually is where I find my entries to this ETF. And you had an entry at 525. You are negative right now. Do you add at 520? Maybe. Again, with inflation in the market, what does the Fed have to do? They have to reduce rates. They have to reduce rates. So let's go and look. Let's look at, you go over to market data. Again, this is Seeking Alpha Premium. Okay? You go over there and you go to bonds. And then you hit the US 10-year, okay? And then you go and look at 1 day. Look at the spike, okay? That's when the inflation data came out. Look at the spike. It's clear. Where are we over 1 month? We're down. Where's the spike take us? Not back to January 15th. Where are we over 6 months? We're still kind of on the pullback. Does this have to go up? No. This should come down. With reducing rates, reducing inflation, and with a good economy, this should come down. Now, the other thing that you want to look at is the VIX. And I've said it before. You just type in VIX into Seeking Alpha, go to 1 day, you see the spike. You're at 16. This wants to be at 20. Let's look at 1 month. Where are we? It keeps spiking to 20. Is it going to spike to 20 today? I don't think so. Okay? Look at the 6 month and you see, we see this big spike right here in December. We see that big spike, August 5th. If you go over 1 year, you're going to see that big spike on August 5th last year up to like 60. But the VIX and the 10-year are clearly. Now, what do you want to do during times like this? In my mind, go over and look at, Trendspider. I look at the charts. You know why? Emotion is taken out of the charts. And am I worried that the NASDAQ is at 522? No. I mean, 521 is the 50-day on the 4-hour. Again, you look at the daily and you look at the 50-day. We're holding on to the 50-day. Okay? If you even go and look at a monthly chart, am I worried? No. We haven't broken this trend line that goes right back to, it goes back to COVID. We haven't broken it. But when you look at your indicators, it looks like we're stretched. Am I worried about adding here? No. It's charts. And if you want these charts, again, there are very few things that I actually pay for. And we went over it yesterday with paid versus free tools. And I didn't have paid tools until 2020. It was a life changer. Go to my link tree. The link is down below, linktr.ee/daily stock pick. You've got a ton of sales going on right now. The Gary bundle which first one is Trendspider, okay? You can try this software for under $20. It makes no sense not to try it, okay? You can get one training for signing up for 14 days. Go and get a training on it, okay? Sign up 7 days from now. Get a training, $20. When you decide to buy for a year, because you will, I'll send you my 4-hour algorithm. I will send you all the tools that you'll need to get started. Watch lists, scanners, everything that you need, all the algorithms that I use. And what's clear, I would point you towards the advanced, because what's clear is the people who are getting the advanced and using the training. Now, I said 2 per month. What did they do? They launched this tier, okay, for $49 for the first 14 days. You get up to 52 trainings per week, per year. I'm sorry, 52 trainings per 50, that would be a lot per week. 52 per year, one a week. Figure that out. When you sign up, this lasts for 5 days. This is a huge sale. Don't miss out. That's an enormous sale. Don't miss out. Okay? You'll see me go back and forth to these charts. I love these charts. The 4-hour algorithm for me is a fantastic way. Here it is on QQQ. Here's the stats. You make 58% versus buying and hold makes you 69%. How do I use this chart? I use it to find entries. Now, this 525, you're negative on that one. That, you know, this 525 back here, January 6th, you are negative on that one. You're negative on 2. You win 58% of the time. Okay? So that performance chart, I don't worry about. I just look for entries. It takes emotion out of it. That's key. And during days like today, when you get this kind of news that inflation heats up, hotter than expected, and then Trump's calling for lower rates, and you might have a battle right now between Jerome Powell and Trump, that's huge. And the other portion of the Gary bundle, okay, it's the Seeking Alpha Premium and Alpha Picks bundle. You can choose this second one, okay? I would urge you to choose this offer. You save $159, but if you don't think that you want Alpha Picks, remember, what is Alpha Picks? Alpha Picks is a fantastic portfolio that beats the S&P. You get 1 pick on the 1st and 1 pick on the 15th. We've got one coming up in 3 days. Okay, maybe it's Monday. I think they'll release it on Monday, to be honest with you. But it's 1 pick, and what you do is you add 1% of that. Say you do $50,000 in a portfolio. You're going to buy $500 of the next stock that they do on the 1st and the 15th. You're just going to do that. They tell you when to sell. And look at the managed portfolio, 177% return versus 58% on the S&P during the same time. Now, what's great about Alpha Picks is if this is the one that you want right now, okay, Valentine's Day special offer, it lasts for 3 more days. 3 more days. You get 60 days of Seeking Alpha Premium. I'm going to show you Seeking Alpha Premium, okay? I say you go for the bundle right here, but again, the link, if you just want the Alpha Picks with the 60 days for free, go and choose the 4th link. If you want the bundle, go and choose the 2nd link. And of course, if you just want premium, you can get that too, and you get $30 off and a free 7-day trial. There is the last portion of the sale. Now, let's get into this, because one of the things that I'm going to put in the newsletter, and again, if you go over to Linktree and go down to the Substack to the newsletter, I will put it in for free. The latest large cap, latest strong buys, okay? Ironically, I brought these up a few days ago, and they're ranked 4.99 Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. And then the number 1 stock of 2025 in Steve Kress's picks. So I'll put the screenshot in there. Now let's talk about a little bit more about individual stocks. Meta just has gone on a run. Okay, it just set a record 17-day winning streak. This is the first stock in the NASDAQ 100 that has gone 17 days green. You want to look at a chart? Let's go look at a chart. Because if we just pull up a daily on this one, 17 days green. I don't know why you've got red here on a daily. Interesting. I don't know. But it notched 17 days. Let's see. Shares of Meta have closed in the green for 17 straight sessions and have gained 17% over the last 16 trading sessions. I don't argue with it with the metrics, but the chart doesn't tell me that. You know, what's the you opened up here at 696, you closed at 687 on January 30th. It's February 12th. You know, these days you went up. Where would I buy Meta? If this dips below 700, buy Meta. Just buy Meta. So, paid subscribers, I put some charts of the ETF that I bought, a position in my Roth IRA. I will also put the top performing over the last month ETFs. Okay. One of the top performers, which shocks me, PLTY. This is a Palantir income ETF. Now, the 4-hour algorithm, it gets you in at 57, gets you in at 62, but this pays a crazy dividend. And what's it up over the last month? 43%. PLTY. Let's go and look at it. PLTY. Is it one of those that you want to buy? Well, it's not covered by the quant. Its forward yield, 13.93%. You can go over here and look at the dividends. Okay. The last announced dividend, $2.98 on 130. It paid out on 131. This is the largest 1 month gain, 1 month right there, 47%. 47%. And it pays a 13% dividend. Okay. So I will put those in the newsletter. Now, outside of Meta, what's the latest news? Oh, let's look at the latest moving stocks. Why am I getting this? We're going to go home. The latest moving stocks, biggest movers. I guess it was taken off. Yeah, this was removed. We're going to take that out. But it's all earnings. It's all earnings. I mean, it's all earnings. So let's skip that portion because they took away it. We're going to look at the Mag 7. Okay, this is Cantor Fitzgerald saying that the Mag 7 is vulnerable. Why? Look, there's the quant rating of all the Mag 7. They're saying that the Mag 7 are vulnerable. We see money move out of the group and some of the fund flows rotating to other places in tech. They say that, earnings are actually dropping. Revenue is declining. It shouldn't be that it's revenue growth that's declining. But I argue this. If you go over to Linktree and you go down to Savvy Trader and you look at this, okay, this is the core portfolio. And let's look at year to date. And we'll look at, there's your total. Yes, it's $1 million portfolio. It is 100 shares of 34 stocks that I think you could buy and hold. Okay, that it's an even weighted kind of thing. And if you compare it against SPY, 3.28% is where SPY is. The daily stock pick core portfolio, 5.31. So it's 100 shares. Do I think that this one's over inflating the problems? Yeah, I don't think that all Mag 7s are created equal. And then I saw this great article on Apple. This is my number one holding. And Steve Kress did this. Apple or Twilio, which stock is better? I'd like you to actually read the article and then tell me which one you think is better. Which one would you rather have 60% of your portfolio in? Steve does a great job. It's a masterclass on how to value a $3 trillion market cap stock against a stock that has a market cap of $22 billion. They are not created equal. They are not equal, but Steve goes over it in such a way and lays it out how to use Seeking Alpha, how to use those quant grades, and how to look at it. And what's interesting, this is the quote that I wrote, that I pulled out. The Roundhill Magnificent 7 MAGS, so if you want an equal weighted ETF with just the Mag 7, MAGS is it. Okay, it fell 1.6%. Meanwhile, shares in Mag 7 members, Apple, Amazon, and Tesla also slipped on Wednesday, and the broader tech sell-off. These declines underline the vulnerability of U.S. tech players in the face of foreign adversaries like DeepSeek and fears surrounding the high cost of keeping up with China in the AI arms race. Apple's not spending a ton. Okay, they're not. And so what I wanted to do was take a look at the last. Okay, I won't ruin the surprise of, by the way, I won't ruin the surprise of this Apple. The winner in terms of quant factor grades alone is clear, but the better buy depends on your priorities as an investor. That is what Steve says. So I won't ruin which one is better. But he also says Apple has demonstrated itself as a reliable, albeit more boring producer of steady returns, record Q1 earnings, and its more fluid AI strategy, which is positioned to thrive alongside rather than being edged out by new competitors, give it a strong outlook for 2025. That particular quote made me want to go and chart it, and I can use Seeking Alpha to do that. Okay, 1 year. Look at MAGS, up 45%. Look at Apple, up 24%. Look at VO up 20%. The MAGS doubled. Why? Most likely it's Meta. Most likely it's Tesla, which was 1 year ago was down in the thing. We'll go over Tesla, but all of the Mag 7 are not created equal. And then what does Apple do? Apple comes back and they partner with Alibaba to bring AI to iPhones in China. Does that make Baba a buy? For me, probably. I mean, it's a hold in the quant. I think this pushes Baba to a buy in my book. Because if I go back and look at this, we know that the valuation is not, if China is in a recession, the valuation is fair. But you're pushing up on this 120. Okay, you're at 112. Might be good to start a position over that 200-day. Your 50-day started. This is a weekly chart. And I like to buy when the 50-day starts moving positive. And you can see when the 50-day started to move positive, the damn stock was at 81. Did I buy? No, because I don't trust China. David Tepper came out yesterday and he bought a bunch of Baba. And he said, I don't care. I'm buying it. This is the Amazon, the tech giant of China. Okay, the 4-hour algorithm makes you 31% over the last 24 months, 29 positions. Okay, and you can clearly see that once, twice, 3 times 120 has been that resistance. If you get over that 120, it's lights out. Your next stop, 142. Your next stop, 178. Your next stop, probably 226. Okay, I like this one. But again, I'm not going balls deep on it. I just can't. It's China. But I'm going to put a little position on this one. Now, the other Mag 7 that is doing bad right now, Tesla. Okay, Tesla hits 3 months low as more analysts warn about demand trends and autonomous competition. This is all about a chart. Okay, this is, what do you believe in this stock? Because right now, if we look at a weekly on this one, you can see the MACD is still stretched. The last time this was up this high, where was the stock trading? It was back here in January 2021. The stock was at 284. It proceeded to crash down to under $200. And that's a weekly chart. And you can see that the previous high back in 2021, it didn't really provide support. It wasn't. So where are you going now? Well, you got this 200-day down here at 238. But let's talk about this, because what made this pop? If we go and look at a daily, and you can see this pop, well, that was October 23rd. What happened? Elon kind of got into politics. And then he started campaigning with Trump. And then the election happened here. Where were you trading at the election? 284. Where are you right now? 328. This could go back to 284, 288. There was hope with Elon in the administration that full self-driving would come about. Hasn't. Again, he's going to just do a Waymo kind of thing with a fenced-in thing in San Antonio. The other thing that came out, that didn't come out, was the Model 2, the low-cost model. Didn't come out, but they're not a car company. They're not a car company. But the other thing that came out was DeepSeek. And BYD is using DeepSeek for full self-driving in China, which Tesla does not have the ability in China to launch. So demand is low. That's it. So where are you going to go? Well, what am I doing? I'm trading it. I'm actually holding it right now, and I should have traded it on the 4-hour algorithm. It got you out back here at 394. You're at 328 right now. Again, I point out the Trendspider sale. And the reason is because you could be trading Tesla on the 4-hour algorithm. Over the last 24 months, it makes you 166%. What do you get if you buy and hold 70%? 70%. This takes emotion out of it. Again, Trendspider. And so today, we're seeing it pop a little bit. Why are you seeing it pop when inflation is bad? Tesla and Lucid gain after benchmark charges in with new bull. This was at 801. Then 830 comes by, and boom, the gains come right back. So they make their case that, again, Tesla is a buy. I don't like it. Again, I own XLY. XLY is getting killed because of Tesla. It's the same thing as 2020, to the start of 2024. And then what happened? Tesla just took off. That's a stock. The reason I have it in my Webull account and the reason I'm not selling it is because I made that mistake before. But I should be trading it on the 4-hour. Absolutely, I should be trading it on the 4-hour. Let me say that again. I should be trading it on the 4-hour because that is a back-tested strategy that has proven itself. I should be, and I should have sold it at 394 and said, you know what? I can always get back in. That's in a brokerage account, so I'm a little bit scared to do it. But Tesla, right there. Now, what's the theme of all that? It's an AI market. What's going to power? And what I want to point out is the concluding summary in this article. The adoption of AI continues to fundamentally transform traditional industrial and infrastructure sectors, driving unprecedented demand for energy and creating new growth opportunities. This shift is particularly evident in sectors like utilities, ancillary industry, and industrial industries, where AI implementation is not only driving demand for products and services, but also contributing to innovation in management systems. The Seeking Alpha Quant has identified 5 top quant-rated stocks well-positioned to capitalize off growing energy needs. These are the top 5 stocks. Go and research them. Go and research them. It is a great article. I will be buying all of these. I love Steve Kress. He goes over in detail. Go and get this one. Again, I point out, go to Linktree, sign up for either the Premium Alpha and Alpha Picks. By the way, he points out at the end of the article, if you don't want to pick these stocks and you don't want to just get Alpha Picks. Why? Because Alpha Picks is a proven strategy for it's back tested. It's back tested. You're not guaranteed to ever make money, but it's back tested. Look at that return, 177% versus 58%. And what do you get if you sign up for Alpha Picks? Now you get 60 days of the premium for free, which means you can go read this article and you can find the top 5 power stocks. It's great. Now, to go along with the Richard Branson stuff that I said yesterday, this is Dennis. If you invest $1,000 and sleep like a baby when it drops to 900, you'll be wealthy one day. That's a 10% drop. Doesn't bother me in one bit. 10% has never bothered me. You will be rich. Time in the market greatly outperforms timing the market. Just stay in. And there's a video that I'm going to bring up that shows you exactly those things. But let's first go over earnings. SMCI. Okay? SMCI. Hold on one second. Daisy, stop. I love you. Sorry, dog was crying. I needed to just shut her up. SMCI, it is what it is, okay? SMCI projects $40 billion full year of 2026 revenue driven by AI and Blackwell platforms. We know that NVIDIA is sold out. This is a race between Dell and SMCI. Part of the issue with SMCI is they don't have a freaking auditor. Every trader on CNBC, when these earnings came out, said, I'm not buying this. The risk reward is not worth it. It's been doing great. Pre-market, it's up 11% at 42. It may want to live at that 40. Okay? They have to file a report by February 25th to avoid delisting on the NASDAQ. They said they don't need to revise any previous financial earnings, and they reiterated that based on their audit. Okay? Remember, that audit was done by an independent investigator, one person, who within 1 week went over 3 years of financials, and she's an SMCI board member. I mean, is there a conflict of interest there? And you still don't have BDO coming out and saying, yeah, we've audited everything and everything looks good. That's what they need to file. Why is it taking so long? I'm not willing to put this in. If you think they will file on February 25th and that everything goes perfectly fine, go and buy it. For me, it's too risky. If they file, where is it going to go? I think it goes back up. You know, we've taken this out of the core portfolio. But if for me, where do I think it's going to go if it goes back up? If we just look at this chart, where's this? That's 40, 48. That's why it's sitting around 40. It could fill this gap up here to 55. It could. You know, I like gaps. But where do I think it's going to go? I think it's going to go to that 65 to 70 level. If they file and they extend and somebody signs off on it. But risk reward for me is not there. I'm not big on this risk reward. But that's just me. Remember, everybody's different. And they do expect robust growth. So for me, I just don't like it. But again, you do you. Freshworks. This CEO was on CNBC yesterday. I liked him so much. It's up 4%. I wanted to look at this stock. Freshworks, great earnings. And you can, Freshworks right here, target $820 million, $21 million in revenue with focus on AI and enterprise software. This guy was great. It's a buy in the quant. Let's see what Wall Street says it's worth. $21. It's trading at 18. I liked this guy. He was very, very good. Valuation, you know, they're making money. You know, their growth, fantastic. 20% revenue growth year over year. Levered free cash flow growing at 42%. Let's look at the chart. Does the 4-hour algorithm work? I haven't even looked at this one, to be honest with you. 4-hour algorithm loses you 33% versus buying and holding makes you 1.8. Let's see. Right before earnings, the algorithm got you out with a nice 5% gain. Nice 5% gain. I would not use the algorithm on this one. If I want to do this, I'm going to look at this as a long-term buy. Well, where am I going to buy? Well, I'm going to buy when the algorithm tells me to get back in. Even though it doesn't work, the buy and hold makes you 1.8%. If we look at a weekly on this one, I don't even have a 200-day yet. We just crossed the 50-day. I want that 50-day to move a little bit more. I think that $24, $25 range is good. Those earnings were good. I liked what this guy was saying. I liked the elevator pitch. I liked everything about it. You can analyze it with this one. Their competitors, he talked about Salesforce, ServiceNow, and HubSpot. He talked about all of them. He talked about how the mid-level companies are coming to Freshworks and leaving Salesforce and ServiceNow. He talked about the opportunities. I loved his pitch. I may put some money into this one. I really, really did like that one. Now, one that I brought up yesterday, Upstart targets $1 billion in revenue. This one's up 21%. I think it was up close to 30% yesterday. $1 billion in revenue. Okay, Upstart. For me, this was one of the pandemic ones that I traded, and I did really, really well in it. This is, if you look up Mark Minaveri, who is a legendary trader, he goes on CNBC with Tyler Cohen, and he basically, Tyler says, well, what does the company do? And he said, excuse me? And he goes, what does the company do? And he said, excuse me, I can't seem to hear you. He's talking his own book. This is the stock that he was talking about. It's an AI loan company. It's financial. Financials are doing well. We know Trump removed a bunch of regulations yesterday about bribes and stuff. He's going to do it with this one. And that 67, that's going to provide you some support. Where you're trading right now at 82. Let's go and look at a weekly on this one. Has this one turned around? We don't have a 200-day, I don't think. Yeah, you do. We talked about this one yesterday. That's 67 right there. I think you could buy it. Wait 3 days after the earnings. Okay, wait for 3 days after the earnings. Then if you want to get into this one, buy it. Buy it. And that 67 would be your stop loss. That would be where I would do it. Everybody asks me, well, where do you buy? Where do you stop? That would be what I would do. That would be my strategy. Again, a strategy. Understand why you're buying the stock, when you're going to sell the stock, and what the opportunity is. And that's, again, it's all about making a plan. Lyft got killed yesterday. What would be my plan with Lyft? Their CEO was just on. I liked his pitch because they're launching a Mobileye, self-driving. They're going to be the first ones to do it. Somewhere in the U.S., I forget where. But they're going to do it. And they got killed. One of the traders that I was talking to on Twitter about it, he thinks they're sandbagging. So Lyft might be an opportunity. But for me, I want Uber on the pullback. Uber's down 2% at 74. What do I think it's going to go to? I think you're getting back to that $80. But 70 is going to provide you with support. If I bought at 75 and it got to 70, I would add more. Now, when it gets down here to 61, I'm adding more. I like this to be a $100 stock at some point in time. I do. It's never been a $100 stock, and you're seeing ever since what, March of last year? This has been in a clear trading range between 82 and 61. Anywhere between 70 and 61 is the time to add. Do I think this one has it? Look at that MACD. And the only reason this has gone down has been full self-driving. So I like this one. Again, find stocks that you like, find strategies to trade them, use the tools that you have. And we went over yesterday. You don't need Trendspider. You can find charts. Trendspider just makes it easy. The 4-hour algorithm makes it easy for me. Doing scans in the morning makes it easy for me. Using the dashboard, using the Pelosi tracker, using the Weinstein stuff, all of that stuff, using seasonality, using watch lists. It all saves money and time for me, but you don't need it. Do you need Seeking Alpha to do all this stuff? No, you can do it on your own. It just makes sense to me to look at these things and use these tools. Okay, today's earnings. Free tool right here, Earnings Hub. You got Hood. Do I have to say that this one's hyped up way too much? I don't like it. The ones that I like today, there's a couple. Trading Desk, I actually like this one. I like this stuff. I don't know how they're going to do in earnings. We can look at it. Last time they reported 41 cents in earnings per share. They were expecting 39 cents. They're expecting a big growth now, 57 cents. Okay, revenue, 628 reported last time. This time, 759. Look at the stock price. I mean, the stock price right now, it gets you in at 124. Would I buy this one? Well, let's look. The algorithm makes you 41%. You win 58% of the time. What did I learn in INTA? If the algorithm gets you in, stick the tip in. Don't go balls deep. Say you want to buy $1,000 of this stock, okay, before earnings, and you're trading right now at 118. It's below its 200-day. You can see that 200-day, it's been hanging around there. The 50-day, we just had the death cross on this one. Have we had the death cross on the daily? No. You can see the 50 days way up there. The 200-day is still well down below at 108. You can look at the weekly. Where are we on the weekly? Well, you can see the MACD's not super extended. The RSI is in no man's land at 53. You're well above the 50-day on this one. That 97, which we can pull back and see, that's a previous all-time high. And you can see how it used it as a resistance right here in 2021. Then it got up here and it used it as resistance until July 2024 when it just came back. Okay, where would the bottom side be? If I was buying at 118, I would use that 97 as a stop loss. But honestly, I would be adding to it. And we can go and look at the trading desk in Seeking Alpha and see, is this one a buy? Well, it's a hold. Why? Valuation. It's expensive. It's very expensive, but the growth is there. So I would go in with $1,000. I would probably buy $200 worth of it today, right before earnings. Another one that I like today is AppLovin. AppLovin is an alpha pick, and it's a hold in the quant. Why? Valuation. Look at the valuation. Now, this one has been crazy. 1 year, again, Alpha Pix has had this for a couple of years. It's up 697% over 1 year. That's huge. And again, revisions, we can look at this one. There's one person bringing it down, 11 people. Where does Wall Street think that this one should be? They think it's a $375 stock, whereas it's trading $371. You can see they've chased it up as the stock price has gone up. There are 24 analysts that cover this. We can look at this one. How does the 4-hour algorithm work on this one? Well, you make 1,445% over the last 24 months. That's great. You win 68% of the time. Your average win, 35%. We can see it got you in here at 333. Where are you trading right now? 371. You got a gap up here that hasn't been filled all the way up to 400. The MACD down. You know, that's on the 4-hour. We can look at the weekly. Is it stretched? Absolutely, it's still stretched. You could trade sideways. But this one, I have exposure to in Alpha Pix. I like this one. I like it a lot. Now, this particular video was fantastic with Bob Pisani, okay? Writer Charlie Ellis, the author behind the new book, Rethinking Investing. He goes over ETFs. This is an ETF Edge. This is a podcast that they have that's, I think it's web-based, but it is an unbelievable look at exactly what fees do to you, okay? If you're paying 1%, if you're paying 2% over your investing term. This is why I tell you, there's two main ETFs that I tell you, okay? VOO, you look at it, 0.03% expense. Okay, and then QQQ, but even better, this one is 0.2%, which is kind of expensive, not super expensive, but QQQM is 0.15. So if you're gonna buy one for the long term, buy QQQM. They are exactly the same. But this video, it's worth 11 minutes of your time to watch. They go over what a 2% mistake in buying a single stock in your portfolio could do to you, because it could take you well under. Remember, a 50% loss in any stock means you have to make 100% gain just to make even. Make sure you're cutting your losers. And how you do that is not up to me. How you do that is nothing that I can teach. If it's a stock that keeps you up at night, it might be too big in your portfolio, but it might also be that your risk tolerance isn't there. And if it keeps you up at night or you think about it, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Okay, I really like this video. I think it's worth 11 minutes of your time. Now, I'm going to do an additional video for paid members. You're going to get two things. You're going to get 2 gold trades, okay? Gold, with inflation coming back, gold is going to do really well. You know, we could go look at the gold ETF right here. You can see 0.40%, but we can look at this one. Year to date, gold is up 10%. This is just the Spider Gold ETF. Okay, I'm going to give you 2 trades on that one. What else am I going to give you? Well, I bought an ETF yesterday, so I did a little research. What are the 5 most important things to consider when evaluating an ETF? I'm going to give it to you. This is the research that I did yesterday to try and find it, okay? That's it. That's it. 5 things that you should consider when buying an ETF. It's for paid members. How do you get to the paid one? You go to Linktree right down here, and you can go to the newsletter, and you can become a paid member. It's supporting me as a podcaster. Again, remember, there are sales going on. First, the Trendspider one. This is huge. Go and try it out for $20. Use my link on Linktree. Go and try it out for $20. And then once you sign up for an annual plan, I'll get an alert, or you can email me. One or the other. My email's open. I would steer you towards the advanced. Again, get training on this. I'm going to do a newsletter exactly what I would learn if I lost everything, and the 10 most important things when learning technicals. That's a newsletter that's ponied up for the paid subscribers. But remember too, the Valentine's Day sale for Seeking Alpha for Alpha Picks. Get Alpha Picks and get 60 days of Seeking Alpha Premium. If you know that you want the bundle, do not get this offer because it will cost you more money. This is the offer that you want, the bundle. Okay, save $159. If you have any questions, hit me up. My link tree is wide open. I will talk to you tomorrow. Okay, bye. Let's see. Okay. What's Credo? Let's see. Credo, you're absolutely buying the dip. Where's the dip? Let's see. 5% under 70? Absolutely. You may fill it down to, I don't think you're going to fill that gap down to 40. There's a gap here, 60 to 62. Absolutely, I'm buying more. INTA, let's see. Am I buying the dip? I learned my lesson on INTA. It's only down at 68. I mean, the algorithm got you out. I'm holding INTA. I like this one, and I put a lot of money into it. I'm holding it. I may sell some at a loss and take some of that loss because I won't buy it back. But I may sell some of this and buy more Credo, to be honest with you, DG. Oh, Brandy, if you go to the newsletter, and then go to education. I think it's education. Let me go down and you go. This is the newsletter that you want. The indicators I use. Let me see. I think there's one in the paid section that might be better. Let me see. I got to clean a lot of this stuff up because I think it was. Let me see. If you just scroll down, you got to go back a lot on the paid because I do a lot for the paid members. Here it is. My Trendspider setup. I will post this one in right here for you, Brandy. If you have any questions, just let me know. Some of that stuff might have changed. This was June 24th. I think this was the first paid newsletter that I put up there. June 24th, 2023. I probably should do an updated one, but but this has the complete reasons why my chart looks the way that it does and why it happens. Now, my one suggestion, Brandy, is make sure that you have different workspaces and make sure you're using a different workspace until you get one that you like. And then what I do is once I get to that workspace that I like, I make it my default workspace. And I have to tell them I need more. I own VRT, Eric. I like it. I'm not selling it. I mean, VRT, I think it's a good one. Let's see, VRT, yeah. I mean, Wall Street thinks it's a $143 stock. I'm not selling it at 111. Let's see, the 52-week. It's gone all the way up to 155 back here in January. So I ain't selling. I like it. I like it a lot. I own it. I own a bunch of this. I think I sold out some at 67. I think I bought here at like 100 and then I sold some at 67. So I took the loss, but I like it. I like it. Okay. Now for paid members, I will I won't be going live, but I'm going to record this one. I need to do I thought that was, by the way, one of the best podcasts I've done. Honest to God. Oh, I think it's a hold, Roger. It's a hold. I mean, you know, they took it out of their stuff. Steve Kress took it immediately out of Alpha Picks once the auditor quit. I mean, that was a news, you know, remember, AlphaPix is like rules based. So one of the rules is a substantial reason to actually sell. So, Kroll monitoring. Kroll's product service. I don't remember signing up for Kroll monitoring. Huh. So, yeah, I mean, Roger, if you think they're going to file and if you think they will succeed in getting an auditor to sign off, buy it. I mean, I do think it's an $80 stock. 41 is where the average price target is, but there's 11 analysts that cover it. I don't trust. The valuation's great. The growth is fantastic. Profitability, the margins have been on the decline. So I just, for me, it went from a sell at 33 to a hold, and it's all the way up at 40. I mean, you can see that the history of it has been, it was a buy at 61. It was a strong buy at 78. But materially, it just changed. So I'm not a fan. And Brandy, if you have any questions up here, you can just reply to one of those newsletters. You can just send me a message on Substack as well. If you just go over here and there's a chat window, you can go and see that. But if you have it, seriously, and I don't know if you're a paid member. I have too many paid members to remember everybody. But if you are, I think you can email me. If you can't, if you're not a paid member, I'm not going to force you to sign up for a paid membership. By the way, I gladly give you a 7-day free trial so you can set up your thing, to the newsletter. I'm not that douche that's going to do anything. So my email address is up here in the upper right, and you can just email me or reply to any one of those Substack emails that I send out every day, and I'll gladly help you. But the other thing that you could do, Brandy, is if you have any questions, use the contact us in the bottom right of your Trendspider. It'll pull up all of that stuff. Use that. They love helping people. And I'd say of the 15 support agents, I think they have about 15, maybe 20. There is somebody monitoring that, by the way, 24/7. Well, I shouldn't say 24/7. I think it's 20 hours a day, 7 days a week. But they monitor that. And even Dan, the CEO, sometimes... historically, he would respond. I don't know if he responds today, but historically, he would respond. Most of them know me. So most of them could reach out to me and ask me. Trendspider is just awesome. I mean, they really, really are. It's such a great group. I don't know if it's public, though. Let me see. Jason is leaving. Yeah, I guess it's not public. He hasn't made it public yet. But Jason may be coming on the show as the Trendspider expert once he leaves. Okay, I am out. You guys have a great day. I will be back tomorrow. Okay, see you guys.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell, my heart starts to pound.